Hey guys, welcome back to Missing Out Mondays, where we tell you what we're into. Start your week off right. I'm Tauri Jay.
I'm Lex Michael.
And today we are joined by Brian Andries. He's our guest for tomorrow's show, so we thought we'd bring him on to Missing Out Mondays. Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. What are you into?
What am I into? Well, I just got back from Ireland last week, and so it's, very immersive experience traveling by yourself. You get to pull in the art, the scenery, the music, and take suggestions from people. One of them that I received from a gentleman named Tom at his cottage that I stayed at. He said, "You should check out the Waterboys. They're this Irish British folk band from the 80s. And they did some recording out in the deep fields and got some really experimental stuff or more progressive stuff on this one album. You should check it out. It's called This Is the Sea." I'm like, oh, okay. So I looked into the Waterboys, and yeah, there's a lot of traditional sounding Irish music on there, but then this specific song that I'm really into is called This Is the Sea, and it's from 1985. And it's just such a beautiful, energetic song that basically is like on to the next thing. Life is moving on and progressing, and it's 6.5 minutes long. It builds. I do believe there's a 12-string guitar just laying it down through the whole thing, and it becomes one of those songs where it's just like a wave of sound. So whether you're laying in bed with your headphones on listening to this thing and the guy screaming at you and whooping and hollering, or you're running to it, I feel like it's a song worth finding about 6 minutes of your life to give it and take it in, because there's a lot to it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the name of the band?
The Waterboys.
Waterboys.
And no correlation to the Adam Sandler film or anything like that. Deep correlation to the Adam Sandler film.
Back in.
All right. Perfect.
You know how to sell to me.
Mm-hmm. Quite right.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Guys, what I'm into this week, I recently got into, a long time ago, started watching this anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I watched the original 80s anime, which was based off the third series in the manga. And then I watched the most recent version that started in 2011. First season is okay. Second season is amazing. Third season is bad. Fourth season, I started, and they realized that the third season was bad. And so they kind of went back to basics. And so I started the fourth season up again, and it was great. It revitalized my love for the show. It reminded me how brutal the show can be, in that the thing that made the third season bad was that everyone, in seasons 1 and 2, no one was safe. Everyone was expendable. There are characters you meet, protagonists that you meet in the same episode, they immediately die, and it's sad. And so in the fourth season, they kind of bring you back to that feeling of you have all these whimsical characters, but you know not to get super attached to them. In that one of the characters, who he starts out really adorable, then he becomes mean, and then he just becomes a fun background character, and then he has a tragic death, and you're like, oh, I forgot how sad and brutal this show can be when it comes to eliminating characters. And I'm back in love with it, guys. Me and the show are gonna get married.
Yay!
I'm glad you worked it out.
Thank you.
I'm glad
it was a rough patch.
Yeah, and I'm glad the show was able to rebound and just have that bad season, because there's a lot of shows that don't get that chance to come back and prove themselves and turn around. So yeah, it's exciting.
Exactly. What about you, Lex? What are you into?
All right, so this week has been a fairly slow week for me in terms of consuming content, and every time I tried, my brain kept getting pulled every which way, but most frequently in the direction of all this sweet, sweet Marvel stuff that's happening in our spheres at the moment. We're watching Captain Marvel approach the $1 billion line globally, which is really exciting. We got a new trailer for Avengers Endgame, which I want to put on my tinfoil hat for a second and conspiracy theorize about.
Oh, that's fun.
But also, of course, the news that James Gunn was rehired to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which just fills my heart with so many nice feelings. But obviously, if you're a person, based on the numbers, you saw the Avengers trailer at least 5 times by now. I wanna, in a world where they barely have to sell this thing, and this trailer is largely comprised of footage from Phase 1 movies and not from the movie they're selling. They know that they don't have to sell this thing at all. It's like, here's a couple of shots. Look, they're wearing some outfits. You know these people. You're going to show up. They know. It's incredible to watch them hold everything back and be able to hold everything back. We know almost nothing about this thing at all. At this point, so close to the release of a movie like this, at least some of the entertainment press will know certain things about it, from set visits, from different things that have come out in interviews, things that will have been confirmed ahead of time. Nobody knows much of anything. For a movie this size, that's really cool. But we also know now that they are willing to actively mislead audiences with their marketing. So I sit as I'm watching this trailer and I go, all right, which part of this is bullshit? Which part of this is just a fucking dirty lie? If you recall, the trailer for Infinity War, the main trailer for Infinity War, ends with this battle shot that is not in the film. You have like Cap and Black Widow and Black Panther, and like you see Falcon and War Machine flying, and then Hulk is there also. Nothing like that's in the fucking movie, and it's just there to mislead you so that you can't get out ahead of the thing.
Right.
So I'm sitting there watching the trailer, being like, "Y'all fucking liars! You can't be trusted. You are unreliable marketers and
That's
shit."
true. I don't think that Tony Stark ever escaped a cave in a makeshift Iron Man suit.
All misdirection.
Yeah, nor do I think that Thor landed in some backwater. Where was it? New Mexico City? Nah.
This town that seems to exist in a sea of desert. Actually, I think Kenneth Branagh talked about that maybe on the commentary. The reason he made that choice was because Asgard is in a sea of stars, and this town is in a sea of desert. And I was like, that's why you're Kenneth, and I'm not. But okay, so you've both seen this trailer?
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think it's the movie's going to be 30 minutes long, and it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. waking up. So there's going to be like a clip from the first film. He wakes up in 2006 or 2007, like, I just had the craziest dream. And then the script to Iron Man, he finds that in his mailbox. And then we just hear the music swell, and then it says the end, and then a big middle finger, and everybody throws their popcorn and vegetables at the screen.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he like
it was a lie.
He flips through it, and he's like, Thanos, more like Thanope.
What is this comic book garbage? Boo. Or it's going to be like the highlight reel episode of a show that's on its back legs. It's just, remember that time when and then you dissolve to that part of the movie.
I would love an Avengers bottle episode. And it's everyone being like, you know what? Them 3 million people wouldn't have gone away if we had done that one thing we did that one time.
Right. It's just 2 sets. It's the spaceship set of Tony and Nebula, and it's the like boardroom looking room where the other Avengers are, and it's just them sitting in this stagnant nothing room, them sitting in this stagnant nothing cockpit, and we cut back and forth, and the only other thing we do is, hey, remember that time this happened? Like, it's like, hey, you know, I like to think I'm a pretty solid person. I'd never beat the shit out of my friends. Mm-hmm. Hey, do you remember that time I beat the shit out of my friends?
Yeah. So then you're absolutely right. Yeah, the first part of it was true, because we cut into the Iron Man 1, and then what a misdirection. I can't wait. I'm excited.
But so my tinfoil hat theory, in a world where we know that they are willing to add pieces to the trailer that are not represented in the finished film at all, solely for the purpose of misdirection, my thought is at the end of the trailer, you see them all walking together in these new suits that a lot of people are theorizing are like quantum realm suits. Mm-hmm. You see Tony and Nebula with them. My tinfoil hat theory is that this is misdirection, and those two ain't there.
I appreciate it because that's the thing about that trailer up until that last shot. It's almost like you said, it's the last one. They don't have to advertise this darn thing. It almost feels like a victory lap, or just like, let's just bask in where we're at right now and not answer too many questions or reveal too much. Because, yeah, I like this feeling. It's like being next, like you're the next person in line is, oh man, I can't wait. The build up. It's like I could just sit here forever and like I don't even need to see the film. I could just think about what it's gonna be and how great it's gonna be. So that's kind of how I felt when I was watching. It was just like, yeah, we've gone so far.
I'm the person that gets really choked up about all this goofy comic book shit. But I did. It really hit me. It resonated with me emotionally because I've been watching these things in theaters now, like a lot of people have, for 11 years. And now this iteration is coming to a close, and it was nice that we could look backwards before throwing a few hints, a couple of clips of what the final installment will look like. And again, it's a testament to the fact that like they don't have to do anything to sell this other than go, hey, remember that shit you liked? Here's some more. That's it. That's all they have to fucking do. But I'm basing this tinfoil hat theory on, yes, their willingness to misdirect blatantly and brazenly, but also I want to say the Russos at a certain point, and or Kevin Feige, said that because they know they don't have to sell this too hard, anything you're seeing in the marketing largely comes from the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. I cannot imagine that Tony and the Avengers are back together in the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie.
Right.
I would not be shocked if like Tony and the rest of them don't end up back in the same place till the third act.
It's a testament to how deeply they plan all this stuff anyway. So then it's like, yeah, let's shoot this shot. Little misdirection. And then, because you're advertising the film. And I love knowing that, okay, this is only the first act, first 15 minutes. It's always a shame when you watch them like, that's every action set piece in this whole darn thing.
Right.
Just hold something back, please.
Yeah. And there was a theory when the second one came out that there's a shot when everyone is in a field that there was an open space, that there was someone missing that they had like photoshopped out. And so there's something that they're trying to like...
When?
Second trailer? I don't remember.
Is it the one where they're outside the Avengers compound?
Probably.
And it was like they're looking up at something. It's like
Yeah.
Steve and Natasha, I think. They see maybe a ship that's coming down or something.
Yeah.
That shot?
I think so.
Okay, I have to go back and look at that because I didn't catch that.
Watch it. Watch the internet.
You didn't have your tinfoil hat on tight enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to get it resized. I broke the strap.
Oh.
Yeah. Because my head got so big, it's full of all this knowledge, all this conspiracy shit. So I broke the band on my tinfoil hat and I had to get it fixed.
And there's a nice, legitimate company that fixes those things for you.
Oh, come on. You Google that shit. I guarantee you could find at least 3 sites that will sell you a tinfoil hat and that you could get like replaced, swapped out, fixed if you so chose.
Tux Taylor and tinfoil hats, yes.
All right. Okay.
But anyway, so that's been my conspiracy mongering over the Avengers marketing has been eating up a certain amount of mental bandwidth for me this week.
Well, guys, what are you into? Let us know on the Twitters. That is Missing Outcast, MissingOutcast. We have a slight new segment where it's the question of the week. Last week we asked you guys, would you eat human flesh if it gave you superpowers? And so 0% of you said no, gross. But 14% said hell yeah. The overwhelming response was maybe. What powers? At 86%.
That's fair.
It's true.
That's a fair question.
I demand more information.
I mean, no one asked below, like, well, here are my qualifications. It could be like a genie situation. Like, I come up and I'm like, yo, you get any powers you want? You just got to eat this human flesh. And
it's coming from a coat, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
That was the visual cue. We're in a seedy bar or a dark alley. It's like, yo, man, I got bags of meat
just
here.
eat this meat. It's not cooked. You want powers or no?
How did you make this even grosser?
Those little Ziploc bags that say the powers on them. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, so keep an eye on our Twitter for these polls. If you want, also you can comment below and we'll read those as well. Brian, would you eat human meat if you had a chance to get some powers?
I mean, we talked about this at Christmas, actually, me and my family. No, we didn't. This is not an age-old question for the Andries. Maybe. Depends on what powers.
Okay. What
One of
powers
my
you
stipulations. One of my stipulations would be on top of whatever powers I accrue, I forget that I ate human meat.
Nope, that's the only power you get. You get that you forgot.
Yeah. I would fly around the city with my new superpowers, but I'm so depressed that I ate human flesh to get it that I just don't want to fly.
It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it to try.
Oh.
Morality play right there.
So let us also let us know what you're into. Let us know what you thought about the things that we talked about. If you've already consumed them, you can hit us up. Also on the Missing Out hotline, that's 978 Miss Out. But if you want to talk to us between then, Brian, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at BANDRIES. Bandries.
Nice. Lex Michael.
On Twitter and Instagram at Lex Michael.
And you can find me at Tauri Jay, TEORIJAY, Twitter and Instagram. Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by Brian. He brought in Sunshine, the 2007 film, directed by Danny Boyle, written by Alex Garland. It's a star-studded event. Pun completely intended.
You made it bad.
So make sure to tune in, and then we will see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. I'm Lex. Oi. Bye. See you later. Hey, it's me, Brian. I'll see you guys later.
Wow,
Thanks
that sounds
for
great.
having me.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks.
Come back next time.
Missing Out Monday. Oh.
Lex is a rocket.
Oh, no.